Okay, we're going to try this again. My last video, apparently, I don't know if I had the microphone off or what went on there, but anyways, oh, take two. So essentially, my argument, my central theme here is going to be oppression, and how each of these four different pieces of work are different timelines, different people, different settings, etc. And how oppression looks through different lenses and so on and so forth. So essentially, my first paper, the first story that I use is going to be the one from earlier on in class, Franz Kafka's. Maybe that's just how you pronounce the name, I think. The Metamorphosis, and so essentially how the Industrial Revolution isolated people, impacted everyone, from the worker to the family to your personal relationships, whatnot, and how basically this guy literally worked himself into a point where he could no longer even recognize himself. His family didn't recognize him, and how oppressive that can be, to be stuck in that revolving door. And just work, and never anything else. Then the second piece, I moved from Kafka to Daydreams of a Drunk Woman, or not, Clarice Lispector. And I look at how obviously she was a different type of oppression, sort of through like the gender roles, and what the ideal wife or woman or whatever looked like back in that time frame. This woman drank herself silly regularly just to create some excitement, and in order to kind of accept and deal with the discontent that she's finding herself dealing with in life. And so yes, how women were oppressed in that time period. Third, Old Chief Mishlonga, one of my favorite stories from the course, honestly. And again, how colonialism, imperialism oppressed a lot of the people in Africa. How this little girl who'd never experienced fear goes from terrorizing, the natives to, kind of, I think towards the end there, she starts seeing things sort of, somewhat through their lens. And when she experiences that fear and realizes, this is kind of what the natives have been experiencing at the expense of. Hold on, my kid's about to flip this. Quit. Um, but yeah, so obviously some oppression through the colonialism and whatnot, and then from the that story, I moved to the one of my choice. I chose a song by Bob Marley called "Concrete Jungle." Anyone that knows anything about Bob Marley's music, that was one of his ongoing themes. Jack. I'm sorry, you keep seeing a playpen rocking over there on the side. That's my child trying to flip out of his playpen. So yeah, Bob Marley talks about in this song, how the people of Jamaica have been, impoverished, don't have many chances to get ahead, don't really have anything, industrial wise that can help them, not a lot of jobs. So, but he also kind of points out that, like, well, regardless of these systems, regardless of how things are going, you gotta have hope. You gotta continue. Jack, stop. Got to keep pushing forward. You got to find a way to smile in the dark times. Sometimes, So yeah, central theme: oppression. I try and tie these four people's work together and make it make sense. And yep, we're about 5 minutes, so I'll close her out.